Welcome to the Grad Walk program sponsored by Counseling Research Institute of Kenya. The program is inspired by the desire to reach out, empower, and transform lives. The program presenter is Stephen Kamore. The focus of this episode is marriage and finances. Marriages break due to financial crisis. Money rank high on the list of factors causing marriage breakdown. There is undisputable evidence that many couples quarrel almost every day due to finances. Money management in a marriage is not about having a quick discussion with each other and then one person carrying the ball for the couple. It involves both parties working together and sharing responsibilities equally. For example, both husband and the wife need to take part in decision making, budgeting, and paying of the bills. Money management in marriage, therefore, is a big deal. This is why Grad Walk program has prioritized this discussion. The objective is to create insight on some principles that can help couples minimize money-related conflicts. Marriage is a relationship where partners come together from different financial and money management backgrounds. We don't come from the same homes. We don't have the same life experiences in relation to money issues. Without proper and thorough discussions regarding the management of household income, a couple's financial situations can deviate from optimal to disaster very quickly. There are many couples who have allowed money to take away their joy in marriage. Couples should always remember that they did not marry for money, but money is useful in marriage. Happy marriage, therefore, demands couples to be good financial managers. One thing I can assure you of is that good financial management can eliminate stress in marriage. Let us reflect together on some effective and practical financial management principles useful in marriage. Principle 1. Know each other's money weaknesses. Nearly all people have money weaknesses. Personality can play a big role in discussions and habits about money. It is important to know what your money personality is, as well as that of your partner, and discuss these differences openly. Some people are natural savers, others are big spenders, others take pleasure in shopping and buying, others rack up debts, often mindlessly, while some are natural investors who delay satisfaction for future self-sufficiency. Now, knowing your money personality is key part of self-awareness that should not be taken for granted. Knowing and understanding you and your spouse's money management weaknesses, you can work together to help each other overcome those weaknesses and build a solid financial house together. My advice to those who are planning to get married: pay attention while you are dating and be honest about your personality. Talking about your personality can help your partner to understand you. Talking about your views and feelings can help put both partners at ease, or at least let them know what to expect in marriage. This is why the premarital counseling is very important. These are the focuses of the premarital counseling: to understand each other's personalities, strengths, and weaknesses. Principle number 2 is being open to each other about money and expectations. Every relationship is anchored on trust, love, personalization, and fairness. But the moment you begin to suspect your spouse, love, which guides the thread of the relationship, disappears and trouble takes place. If you are committed to a relationship, you and your partner owe each other's a calm and honest conversation about each other's finances, habits, goals, and anxieties. Many couples try to avoid conflicts by having one partner manage the finances, but these can be harmful to a relationship. Financial decisions affects both partners, and therefore you should both work together to manage them. Keeping secrets and shouldering financial stress alone is unhealthy for your marriage. Married couples may be secretive about their incomes by erecting financial barriers. When I talk about financial barriers, I'm talking about things that will prevent each other from having transparency in matters of finances, thus creating suspicion in their relationship. There are marriage partners who do not know each other's income. It is important that both partners know where a couple's stand financially in order to establish common financial goals. In marriage, my money becomes our money. Sometimes a joint account is good, particularly when the marriage partners have trust and confidence in each other. So to manage such an account sometimes is challenging. That's why I'm insisting that this kind of an account can only operate where there is total trust, which creates confidence among the spouses or among the marriage partners. An important consideration to make early in marriage is whether or not to maintain separate bank accounts as well as collective ones. These are decisions you discuss once you build the relationship. Couples should keep in mind that while a joint account offers greater transparency, and access. It is not in itself a solution to unbalanced power and money dynamics in a marriage. In my experience, when couples have an attitude of our money, our children, our properties, our home, without hypocrisy, there is a relative joy and happiness in that marriage. When making family budget, it is good to create a miscellaneous fund to avoid again becoming a slave of your own relationship, because each of the couple has personal needs. Some of them may not necessarily require to be budgeted for. However, it is important to account the family's income as a way of building trust among the couples. Principle number 3 is involving both the husband and wife in financial decision making. Financial management in the family should not be a one-person responsibility. Marriage partners should always consult each other before making any major financial decisions. And you can say here I'm emphasizing on major, like when you want to start a project, you want to buy a plot, you want to buy a land, you want to engage in a project, it is good to discuss it together. However, this does not mean that the couple should never spend or buy anything as individuals. That's why I had said earlier, it's good to create and allow room for some miscellaneous expenditure. When making financial arrangements, it is always good to consider personal allowances for both partners, even if one is not working. So because you already now you are in a relationship of equal status, equal levels, whether one is working or not. This is something that need to be put into consideration. Major financial decisions may affect the entire family, and therefore consultations is always necessary. Now, in relation to this, it is important to avoid power play. Power play often occurs when one partner has a paid job and the other doesn't, or when both partners would like to be working but one is unemployed, or one spouse earns considerably more than the other. And particularly this is a major issue when in marriage the woman is earning more than the husband. Or finally, when partner comes from a family that has money and the other doesn't. Now, when these situations are present, the money earner, that is the person who has the money or who has the income, often want to dictate the spending priorities. And this is a major area of conflict in marriage. Although there may be some rationale behind this idea, it is still important that both partners cooperate as a team. Cooperate as a team. So, power play is a critical factor that destroys marriage. Principle 4 is practicing self-restraint in maintaining financial discipline. Self-restraint is the ability to have control over one's impulses, emotions, and desire. It is self-restraint that helps you to say no to certain impulses, to certain emotions, and to certain desire, leading to a very high degree of self-discipline. Self-restraint is important in self-discipline. Sound financial management in marriage requires a very high level of self-discipline among the couples. Self-restraint helps one to avoid activities that will affect the family finances and budgeting. Let us reflect together a few activities that one will be able to control through self-restraint. One is impulse buying. Now, this involves seeing and buying something without considering the monthly income, the quality, prices, or even the family priorities at the moment. Impulse buying is one of the enemies of good financial management in marriage. One will always need and find good things. It is true. Just get into a supermarket. There are so many things you will see and you feel, I think I need this. This one can be good for me. And therefore, chances are, if you don't have self-restraint, you go on just buying things simply because you have seen them, forgetting the priorities that you have in your marriage. One will always need things, and therefore self-restraint help one to stick to the family budget. The other habit or activity you can avoid through self-restraint is careless spending. Some people spend their money carelessly without putting into consideration the family budget and needs. Marriage partners who are careless with retro money are careless in large amounts of money, and this is one area that may create suspicion and mistrust and may hinder common decision making when it comes to financial management. The couples should learn to make proper use of their income to improve their family. I have learned that one can do a lot by making use of the miscellaneous income to meet the family budget deficit. Miscellaneous income, this is money that you get outside your regular way of earning money. Probably money you get which is not part of your salary. And sometimes we get such money often. So that money in most marriages is misused. Probably, let me assume, you go for a trip and you have been given a lump sum of some allowances. You just go and spend simply because it was just an allowance and you're expecting at the end of the month your salary will be provided. So that miscellaneous can help you greatly by bridging the budget deficit within the family. People receive money that is not planned for, and much of it is spent carelessly. The other habit or practice that you can avoid through self-restraint is credit buying. Now, good financial management in marriage requires discouragement of credit buying. Sometimes credit is okay, because sometimes there are projects we need to go and borrow loans to be able to speed up such projects, and then you are able to plan how to repay gradually. But credit buying is costly and sometimes stressful psychologically, particularly if your life is dominated by debts. You'll always have stress as you try to look for ways of setting yourself free from such debts. When one is caught up in the credit trap, it is hard to get out. Credit buying also encourages impulse buying, because again, when you see, and particularly there are some people who will want always to give credits, because it is an easy way of luring you into buying that item. So many couples get trapped in credit buying because they have no self-restraint. These things have been brought to you, and the person is telling you can even get in credit, you repay later on, and I will give you a flexible payment schedule. And therefore somehow you say yes, because you don't have the self-restraint. You are not able to control that impulse. You are not able to control that desire. They demand whatever they see, without minding the family's budget. Credit buying leads to a deficit in the family budget, resulting to more credits to make the ends meet. And therefore, what I'm trying to say in simple language is that you keep on borrowing and borrowing and borrowing until you are actually heavily indebted. Never buy anything in credit unless it is very necessary or urgently needed. And I repeat this again because it is very, very important that never buy anything in credit unless it is very necessary or urgently needed. Family members should learn self-restraint. Now, being dishonest about spending habits or keeping hidden debts is referred to as financial infidelity. And inevitably, this destroys the trust that holds a couple together. So it is not good to keep on hiding debts. There are families that have a problem because of financial infidelity. You go on borrowing without informing your partner, and this can cripple a family's financial management. If debt is an issue, couples can employ various tools and strategies to start paying off debts and get on a better financial footing. The spouses are models of self-restraint to their children, and therefore passing along good financial management habits to children is an important and effective law in parenting. If children are in your future, the advice I would give is this: start teaching them about money when they are young. Preparing your children for a financially responsible future reduces the odds of them dipping into your wallet once they grow up and knocking your savings plan off track. This is why it is important that parents discourage financial dependency in their children by teaching them about earning, savings, and spending money. Principle number 5. is making a simple budget for the family. When a family has no spending plan, financial crisis will never come to an end. It is therefore important that each marriage partner knows where the money is going each month, and that both partners agree on how the money is being spent. With an agreed budget, couples are able to avoid impulse buying and credit buying. When there is no budget, there is no control on spending. Budget is very important, however simple it may look like. When there is no budget, you'll always overspend or sometimes underspend your resources. So to have a workable family budget, commitment and self-discipline among the husbands and the wives is necessary. The two must work together in deciding their financial goals and set their priorities. So it is not one person budgeting. We are talking about teamwork in financial management, and this is well portrayed when you are deciding on your simple family budget. When making a budget, it is important to consider what is urgent and necessary, and know what can wait to be done at a later date. Now, in relation to this, it is important to prioritize and set your goals. In marriage, couples should work together to prioritize the things that they value most. Agree on your list and then follow it diligently with full support and cooperation. Set a goal together, something you can work toward. This could be to pay off a short-term loan, develop skills to improve your income, or even save for a common project. It helps if your goals are specific, realistic, and if possible, sometimes are written down. Now, the priority matrix can be very important guide when you are making financial decisions in your marriage. So this includes considering such factors as 1, the risk involved in whatever you want to do, the efforts that will be required in that particular goal, the value of whatever you want to do, and also the cost of or the cost implication of whatever you want to implement. And those are 4 factors that can really guide you greatly to make appropriate decisions in terms of choosing your priority, in terms of activities that you want to engage yourself in your marriage. You should also consider the level of importance. Now, how do I say this? Now, something that is important and has high urgency, that is what you should give the priority. Something may also be important, but it has low urgency. Now, that one can be scheduled for another time. Something could have low importance and also have high urgency. That one can be ignored. Something can be of low importance and of low urgency. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything about it, because it is not of any importance and it doesn't even have any urgency at all. Such ways of thinking will actually be of great assistance to you when you are making your decision. In conclusion, let me say that no one is perfect in financial management, particularly at the family level. But with commitment, the husband and the wife can add happiness to their marriage by working together in making sound decisions concerning finances in their marriage. Therefore, make efforts to make your marriage relationship stronger by tackling the issues of money management. Avoid blame game. When times are tough, don't play the blame game. There is plenty of time for reflecting and debriefing once the financial situation is sorted. So for now, don't waste your energy on pointing figures. Sort the situation out and then sit down and talk about how you can avoid it happening again. Disagreements and stubbornness. Let me repeat this. Disagreements and stubbornness from either partner in marriage will only escalate the money stress, reducing your ability to manage the situations. Therefore, learning to manage money well in marriage does take time and effort. However, when a couple chooses to keep working at managing money well together, they increases their chances of financial and marriage stress. So I hope that the few principles I have shared in this episode will go a long way in helping you as my listener to reflect and do self-assessment on the financial management in your marriage in relation to the conflicts that are related to finances. It is my desire that we minimize the marriage conflicts related to finances. Now, Gradwork program continues. I encourage you to like and subscribe to my YouTube account, Stephen Camores, to access more life-transforming episodes. If you have benefited from this episode, don't feel shy to empower another friend. Keep on sharing and encouraging them to join my YouTube account for more life-transforming episodes. You can also further access informative articles in our Facebook account, Counseling Research Institute of Kenya. Thank you for listening. Gradwork program continues.